Which altcoin is the best altcoin to hold long term? That is a question that everybody on the internet is asking if you're invested in crypto. And in today's video, we're going to lay the groundwork to help answer that question. But believe it or not, it's not going to be us that gives the answer. It's going to be you. Get ready for all of the month of September to run it through the Moon Madness poll happening on the Tim Warren X account. In today's video, we're going to tell you exactly what that means and also let you know what's going to be happening this month that's going to help answer this question, which is the best altcoin. If you guys are ready right now, first of all, happy Labor Day, everybody. We're going to be joined by the team. Smash the like, hit subscribe. I got a different group here today, though. Shrum is the same, but instead of Smay, we're joined by Crux of Crypto, the leader of one of the hottest new YouTube channels in the crypto space right now. Make sure you're subscribed after this video is over. But here we go, guys. We're going to have a great show today. There's going to be something really cool happening. People are asking all the time, what is the best cryptocurrency? We're going to answer that through the form of a bracket system. Let's go ahead and show that on screen so you guys can see what is going on. In the month of September, we're going to be going through this on every live show. The Moon Madness polls, you will be able to vote over on the X platform on the Tim Warren account. But we're going to find out once and for all which altcoin is the best long-term hold. And just a couple of things you guys need to understand about how this will work. First of all, you're going to notice on here when you look through, there's no exchange tokens. I really thought about putting on like Crow or BNB because obviously those are coins people are talking about. But then if I do that, I have to add in like said Leo and a bunch of other weird tokens. So we just said, you know what? No exchange tokens get to be on this list. Also, no stable coins and no dumb copycats, right? No Ethereum Classic, no Bitcoin Cash. We don't care about those. This is the top 32 altcoins. Which one will win? Now, you guys will probably be looking through it right now. We're going to go through the matchups here in just a second, but I want to throw it to my two co-hosts, Shrum and Crux, and get their takes on just how they're excited about this competition coming out. Any questions for you guys that maybe you can ask that people might want to know about? I'll let you guys take it away. Shrum, you go first. Thoughts, concerns, questions?
Yeah, well, you guys were just looking at that chart, that bracket. You might be seeing some interesting matchups. I know that there's some on there that are breaking my heart. There's some Cinderella stories that I could see potentially emerging. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see how the community takes this up on X. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, this is an opportunity for you to go back to your communities, whether it be XRP, Cardano, whatever it is, and tell them, hey, there's a big competition. Once and for all, they're going to figure out through these Twitter polls which is the best long-term hold. So I'm excited to see all these communities get activated and go in and make this happen, make it accurate and valid statistically.
Absolutely. Crux, what about you? Thoughts, concerns?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in crypto for a very long time now, and this is the first time I've ever seen a bracketing system. So we know about March Madness and basketball. We know how the NCAA has done this, and it's captivated a large audience. So we're bringing it to crypto. And also, whenever you start participating in these polls, make sure it's the one that you believe in. Don't try to do the one that you think is gonna win. If you're an H Barbarian, if you're Ada Gang, if you're XRP, support. Make sure you go to those polls and make sure you vote yes.
I didn't even think about that ahead of time, Crux, but you just laid out a very big problem that now that we're bringing up, people are absolutely going to do. They're going to look at their favorite coin and what future rounds could look like, and they're going to go vote against favorites that could potentially knock their coin out of the tournament. Okay. We can't stop people from doing it. I would encourage you to not do that. Vote with integrity, but you can't stop people from trying to rig the game a little bit, and that's up to the internet to decide how that one plays out. Let's bring it back up here. Let's get into this. As we mentioned here, in case anyone's asking, again, this will be a long process throughout the month of September. Week 1, we are going to get through the round of 32, right? We have 32 teams, which means 16 matchups. This whole week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we will have polls out on my X account where you can come and vote. Then next week, we'll get into the Sweet 16. The week after, we will do the Elite 8. And in the final week, we'll have the semifinals and the finals, and we'll see who will win. But in today's show, we're going to just kind of break down some big things we're looking at. Let's just going to go through and look at the matchups first. And then I have a couple of questions for the guys on some early picks from them. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. But if you want your opinion to count, you got to go vote over on X. In the first round, we got ETH versus Algo, the number 1 versus the number 32 I said team right there, coin right there. Obviously, in case you're wondering, these are in list on CoinMarketCap, market cap orders, largest to smallest. So you might be saying, Tim, there's a lot of other coins worse than Algo. Well, guess what? Based on how this fell, when I eliminated stable coins and I eliminated the exchange tokens and the dumb copycat coins, it fell at number 32. Oh, by the way, I should probably mention coins right off the list you're not going to see on here. VeChain would be 33. Cosmos would be 34. And then Pudgy Penguins coming in, but it's off. It's not on the chart. Maybe another poll in the future. Maybe if we do this again in a couple of months and Pudgy Penguins makes its way up a little higher, it makes the cut. But in this one, the last one making the cut was Algo. So tough matchup week 1 for Algo holders out there because you're facing off against Ethereum, the king of altcoins. Also, number 8 seed Hype versus Aptos, number 25 seed. Sui coming in with the 9 seed versus number 24 Near. That's a good one right there. I think I know who's going to win, but that's a good one. 16 versus 17 Dot versus Uni. If that one goes the wrong way, I will have something to say about that. Litecoin number 13 versus 20 Ina. HBAR coming in at number 12 versus number 21 Pepe. That's an interesting one right there. You got a meme coin with a big community. That's interesting. Tron's the number 5 token against Arbitrum at 28. And Dogecoin, this actually just flipped this week. Tron was 4 last week when we were kind of setting this up, but Doge has flipped, at least when we were recording this video, Doge has flipped Tron, so it is getting the 4 seed versus number 29 ICP. That's our left side of the screen. On the right side, the other side of the brackets, XRP's number 2 versus number 31. Save your comments for a second, Crux, because I know you're going to have some thoughts on your beloved Caspa getting such a rough competition in week 1. But that is what's happening, right? This is a sad one right here. Number 7 Link versus number 26 Ondo. We're going to talk more about that one here in a little bit. That's going to be a hot one. Number 10 XLM versus 23 BitTensor Tau. Number 15 Sheeb versus 18 XMR. 14 Ton versus 19 Aave. Number 11 AVAX versus 22 Mantle. Number 6, ADA versus 27 Pi. And then the last one, number 3, Solana, coming up against number 30, Polygon. Now, before we make our predictions, because in this video, we're going to make our predictions on round 1, but I want to ask the guys some questions. We're going to tell you about some exciting things happening here, starting off with, in week 1, I'll start with you, Crux. What is your favorite matchup you're looking forward to in week 1 in this bracket system?
If you know anything about me, I love Caspa. It's my favorite project in all of crypto, and I'm definitely part of the XRP army. So that, without a hesitation, is my favorite matchup of week 1.
See, later I'm going to ask you about Heartbreak. I thought that was going to be your heartbreaking coin, but you're saying that's your most exciting one.
So I didn't know I could only choose one for each category, but
all right, so you're just doubling up.
I was going to double up, but
all right, sounds good. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, what about you, Sharon? What are you looking at? What's your favorite on here?
I think my favorite is Link and Ondo because that is it's an interesting matchup. I think I know who's going to win, but those are 2 coins that I really like, and I'm well allocated in both of them.
Yeah, that's a good one. Again, I'm going to bring that one up a little later. It's not my favorite, right? Because it's going to fall into another category for me. What I'm going to say, I think favorite for me would be potentially kind of an interesting for me. It's not my heartbreaker. It's XRP versus Caspa. You have XRP army, but XRP hasn't necessarily made a lot of XRP holders happy. XRP, it's going to be really interesting in week 2 if XRP beats Caspa and if Link beats Ondo. That's been a recent debate on the internet. So could an XRP Link round 2 matchup be very, very stirring on the X platform? But I'm not ruling Caspa out here. Like, I think XRP will win. We'll make our predictions later, but I'm going to spoil it. I think XRP beats your Caspa, Crux.
Wow.
But I'm not going to be surprised if somehow the Caspa community catches on to this and out of nowhere we just get thousands of votes for Caspa. I'm kind of giving away a little bit of something later on in the show. I don't think it's going to happen. I think XRP wins, but I think crazier things happen. That looks like the best matchup to me that doesn't break my heart. We'll talk more about that later. Let's talk about lopsided matchup. Which one is just like, it's not even fair. Why did this even happen? There's no possible way this one coin wins in this matchup. I'll start with you again, Crux. What do you got?
It's definitely going to be Solana versus Polygon Matic. There's just no way. Scaling solutions are not exactly the move right now. Solana is a hot L1 right now. And there's a lot coming out here in the next couple months with Solana. So.
Yeah. That's a good one. I think that's a very good one. What about you, Sharon? What do you got?
I had written down Solana versus Polygon as lopsided, but I'll actually go the next one up. I think Cardano and Pi is pretty lopsided as well.
I was thinking the same thing, and then it crossed my head again. While there is a massive Cardano community, and I love Cardano, and Cardano 100% should win this matchup, could the haters of Cardano come out of the woodwork and find support for Pi just to create a spoiler? That's what keeps it for me from being a lopsided one. I'll tell you which one I think is lopsided, because I don't think there's any support for this token. I think there's a lot of hatred, and there's a rising support for this other one. It's the number 16 versus 17 matchup, DOT versus Uni. DOT is a dead coin. We literally just put a video on it on this channel talking about 3 coins to avoid, and DOT was the number 1 coin. Uniswap recently is not only the number 1 DeFi platform right now as it is, it also is listed as the one of only 5 tokens the U.S. government put into their documents when talking about the future of crypto. I don't know if Uni has this like massive army, but I think who's defending DOT? Like, I don't even know if the founders of DOT care about DOT anymore. That's how far down it's fallen. I think the most lopsided win will probably be Uni versus DOT, but I would love to, there's a couple on here I think could also fall into that category, but that's where I'm sitting. Let's go with the next one, the matchup that breaks your heart. Now, again, I kind of alluded to mine, but I'll say it. I'll start off this time going first. It's got to be Link versus Ondo, 7 versus 26. There was everything in my being that wanted to just fudge when I was making this list and say, there's no way I can let 2 of my favorite tokens go up against each other in round 1, but I can't. I have to stick with integrity. I have to play the game the way the game was created by myself. I know I could have changed the rules last second, but at the end of the day, these are 2 tokens. I still tell people, if you could only choose 3 to 5 tokens, Link's number 1 right now, right? And clearly, I've been validated on that Link prediction we've been talking about now for over 2 years. People are starting to smell the roses when it comes to Chainlink. Ondo's not doing a lot for me recently, but I still believe in its long-term potential. I still think it's a top 3 to 5 hold in the crypto space. So the fact that only one of those makes it into round 2 breaks my heart. I think Link gets it, but I feel sad for Ondo, because I feel like Ondo should at least be a round 2, if not round 3 coin, in my opinion. Again, I think it should be maybe in the Elite 8 at least, because again, top 5 coin, but I digress. What about you guys? What's your heartbreakers? Shrum, I'll start with you.
My heartbreaker is actually Litecoin versus ENA, Athena.
That's a good one.
The reason I put that as a heartbreak is because I think that Athena is going to lose. ENA will lose to Litecoin, and I like ENA, and it's not that I don't like Litecoin, but I don't find Litecoin to be all that endearing.
It's going to be a close one, that one. There's a big Litecoin group out there, but ENA has some recent momentum out there. That's a good matchup, 13 versus 20. Crux, how about you? What's your heartbreaker out there that you hate that it's a week 1 matchup?
I would say HBAR versus Pepe. I like the Pepe community, but I love the HBarbarians. So I recently released a ADA versus HBAR video, and it really goes in detail with what HBAR is. And I don't know if it has enough to be able to squeeze it out through Pepe, but we'll see. That's going to be a very interesting matchup right there.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Let's move on. Cinderella story. If anyone's a fan of March Madness, you always like to pick your Cinderellas. Underappreciated, low-ranked teams that somehow just go deep into the bracket. They're probably not going to win, but who on this list do you see not just maybe making it out of the first round, but maybe they sneak their way into the Elite 8 into 2 rounds? Strum, I'm going to start off with you. What's your Cinderella pick here?
So my Cinderella pick is the ICP versus Doge. I think everyone would give it to Doge, right? But I remember towards the end of last cycle, it was actually in the bear market of 2023, the ICP community gained some serious traction. So maybe they have a chance to go further than some might think.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. How about you, Crux? What's your pick?
Yeah, to quickly lay out the narrative for the Cinderella story, you have to look at the 4 corners. We got Ethereum, Algo. That's a big matchup. Doge, ICP, Solana, Polygon. XRP Caspa. I think Caspa has the most potential for that one with the lower rank to go the furthest. So I'm going Caspa on my Cinderella story. Let's
Yeah.
go Caspians.
Listen, here's the issue. I think Caspa could have been the right one. Like a 31 seed, like that is a low seed for Caspa. The problem is you got to go up against XRP week 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you win it, which I think is a big if, you have to go against Link or Ondo in the very next round. And to be the Cinderella, we're really saying what coin that has no business getting out of the first round, according to its ranking, could not just get in the second round, but get in the third. I'll be honest with you guys. I think my Cinderella is going to make it. I think it's going to happen. It's BitTensor Tau. It's coming in at number 23. It starts off with XLM. Now, is there an XLM group? Yes, but let's be honest. XLM is simply XRP's little brother. Enough said. BitTensor Tau's number 1 AI. It is one of my favorites. It's going to be facing the winner of Sheeb versus Monero. I don't know. I mean, yes, there's a Sheeb community out there. Will they find this bracket? I don't know. You got to probably say Sheeb should be the favorite of those 4 in that bracket. But if I'm looking at who's going into the Elite 8 of those 4, I think it's hard to say Tau doesn't have a very good shot at making it that far. When I look at the other lower seeds, so we're pretty much looking at like seed 17 and down, I don't think I see another one. Maybe Pepe. Pepe could be another one, but other than that, I don't know if I genuinely think any other low seed makes it into that Elite 8 grouping. I think that Tau is the pick there for a Cinderella story, but we will see. You know, I think a case for ICP is interesting. If Caspa makes it towards away from XRP, they're just not going to beat Chainlink. I'm sorry. I love Caspa. You're not beating Chainlink. So, Crux, I don't think you got that one. All right, but let's get to it. Let's get to it. Final matchup. Who is the last 2 coins standing? You're looking at the left. Who's your champion over there on the left? You're looking at the right. Who's your champion on the right? I'm going to start with you, Crux. Give me the final matchup. Who's in the finals down here at the end of September?
On the right side, I think Chainlink is going to squeeze it out.
Yeah.
And then on the left side, I think... Yeah, the left side's a lot more competitive. Sui. I think it's going to be Sui versus Chainlink.
Okay. I see it. I see why you're saying it. I'm going to have a slightly different answer. Shrum, how about you? What do you got for the finals?
I thought it would be obvious, but Ethereum versus Cardano. That's kind of what I was thinking, because look, Cardano has had such a huge community and so little explosive movement, so little to get excited about on the price movement side. Obviously, the building, plenty going on there. I think this is an opportunity for them to really prove just how big Cardano is. So I think it's going to be Ethereum, the incumbent, versus Cardano.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice for me. There's such a large Cardano army out there, but there maybe is no more powerful army for a coin than the Cardano army, but there's no more powerful anti-army than the anti-Cardano. Like it's like that coin that you either absolutely love it or you absolutely hate it. I think there's very few of us out there that it kind of is like, yeah, I love it, but it's not my favorite. There's not a lot of us out there. And I think that's going to be a really interesting one to watch. So I'm going to agree with Crux on the right side. I think Chainlink, it's catching momentum at the right time. It's got a massive community. There's going to be very few people that can genuinely say no to it. I mean, does anyone hate it? I mean, even XRP Army who don't like the debate, I don't even know if they hate it. I think they see its value. I think Chainlink's an easy winner from the right side. The left side is more competitive. And again, I had a fake bracket set up weeks ago. The left side was very weak. The easy winner was Ethereum on that left side. Sui was on the right side, but the brackets changed here this week, and all of a sudden Sui's over there making it very interesting. I'll tell you what I'm going to say. I think there's a chance that Ethereum actually just goes ahead and runs the table and makes it. Ethereum, yes, a couple of months ago was kind of being talked about like it was a dead coin. It wasn't going to make it. XRP is going to jump it. Solana's going to jump it. Sui's going to jump it. This is ETH season right now. It's kind of unfortunate for the other coins. We're doing this bracket during ETH season. I think the ETH maxis are going to come out of the woodwork here, but don't sleep on Sui. I don't dislike that pick. And the other one is if their community catches hold of it, this could have been a good sleeper. Pepe. Now it's a hard round for Pepe to get out. Like it's like every round for Pepe is going to be hard, but there's also that chance that the Pepe community comes out and says, you know what? we're taking this one to the moon. Pepe is the best crypto out there. Would that be accurate? Would it be right? Probably not. But could it make it in this bracket on a social media platform where we just let the masses decide? Yeah, anything's possible. Pepe's a sleeper there, but I'm going to go ETH versus Chainlink as my favorites. Every single week on live shows, we will run the polls. We'll let you guys know the results of the polls. We'll make our predictions for the next week on our Friday show. So make sure you guys are paying attention to that. Last but not least, here we go. Who wins? This isn't last but not least. We're going to have to predict each round, but who wins in that final? Of the two you said, I'll go first. Chainlink versus Ethereum. I think Ethereum was a sleeper walking in, or not a sleeper. It was barely making it into the finals in the first place. I think Link's the overall favorite. Link's got to win this. Link is like the Duke of this tournament right here. It's got to be the favorite early on. I say that recently. I don't know if Duke's always been the favorite. Who's been the most dominant team? UConn. UConn's been a dominant team. Maybe Chainlink's are UConn right now. Crux, who do you got as the wow, what a voice crack. Final winner here in the Moon Madness tournament at the end of September?
The biggest upset this entire tournament is going to be Sui over Chainlink. I could see that happening. Sui is going to take it. It's just the price action. It's all of the different catalysts that are coming. A lot of people just ordered the Sui Play. You know, you got a handheld gaming device over there. A lot of people making money in that ecosystem. So I think they're just going to squeeze this one out just a little bit over Chainlink.
Goodness. All right, there we go. We got Sui, we got Link. Shrum, wrap us up. Who wins it?
I think Ethereum over Cardano. I think a lot of folks are underestimating just how much these recent announcements from the government putting data on chain. I think that's going to bring a lot of excitement to the space, and a lot of folks are going to look to Ethereum first to kind of really find identity and invest in. So I'm going to go Ethereum and Cardano in the finals, and Ethereum takes it.
Well, in the comment, guys, go ahead right now. Tie some of these coins to college basketball programs. What coin represents what college program if this was March Madness? I can't wait to see those comments down below. Let's wrap up the show, though, here with going through it. Be quick. Let's not take our time. Let's not explain our picks. I just want us to all go through and say, who do we see winning each matchup? We'll go one at a time. One word only. ETH versus Algo. I'm going ETH. Crux, who do you got?
ETH.
Shrum.
ETH.
All right, Hype versus Aptos. I'm going to go with Hype here. I'm going to go with the higher seed. I'm going to go Hype. Sorry, I said more words. Broke my own rule.
Hype.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. Sui versus Near. It's got to be Sui.
Sui.
I'm going to go Sui.
Yeah, Dot versus Uni. Again, easy. Uni.
Uniswap.
Litecoin versus Ina. I'm gonna go Litecoin. Hard one.
Litecoin.
Ina.
There we go. We got a difference right there. H-Bar versus Pepe. Very hard. I'm going Pepe. Oh, man, that's hard to say. Pepe, I think, is going to win this one.
H-Bar.
Pepe.
Okay. There we go. Tron versus Arbitron. Let's go Arb. Arb's catching a break here. I'm going Arb.
Tron.
All right. I'm going to separate myself there. Doge versus ICP. I'm going Doge. All right, let's get to the right side of the bracket. Here we go, Crux. XRP versus Caspa. I'll let you lead it off.
We going Cass.
All right, I'm going XRP.
I too will go XRP.
Cinderella story, baby.
There we go. Link versus Ondo. I'm going to go Link.
I'll go Link.
XLM versus BitTensor Tau.
I'm going XLM.
Whew.
Definitely Tau.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Sheeb versus Monero. Give me Sheeb.
Sheeb. Let's go Sheeb.
All right. We got Tan versus Ave. Tan was so hot like a year ago. I'm going to go Ave. Upset here with Ave.
This is such a good matchup we haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Ave.
AVAX versus Mantle. AVAX is catching a bit. AVAX is winning this one.
AVAX got it.
Yeah, AVAX.
ADA versus Pi. Shum's winner or runner-up, I think. I think it's closer than some people think. I think Cardano, though, gets the win.
ADA gang's pulling through on this one.
Definitely Cardano, yeah.
And then Solana versus Polygon. I got Sol. I got Solana.
Solana.
And I'm going to go Solana.
There we go. Post Solana. There we go. Guys, that wraps it up here. If you enjoyed this bracket, if you want to see the winner, make sure you're following along. Go follow me on X right now at Tim Warren Trade so that you can vote. Normally, it's going to be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays that you can actually see what is going on. This week, because this is Labor Day today, the first poll will be out tomorrow on Tuesday. We will be live, so make sure to come in and see what's happening. Track this all the way through the end of September and let us know which cryptocurrency is the best of them all for the long-term hold. With that said, make sure to smash that like button on your way out and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for content where we give you educational news, TA, and everything you need to know about the crypto markets to invest properly. We'll see you in the next video. Adios.